you meet somebody and you're almost becoming a bit obsessed, you're kind of thinking about them all the time, waiting for their next message, dying to see them again, and just constantly checking on them, we as human beings tend to label that as we must be in love. But the reality is that kind of behavior is signaling that they are either triggering your anxieties in a way that it leaves you insecure and worried, or you have a fear of abandonment. You have a fear that this relationship's not going to work because you've experienced abandonment before, and therefore you're becoming overly clingy just to kind of keep that person in your life. That is not a measure of love. That is actually a measure of chaos. What you want to do instead, how you want to measure that you love someone and they're right for you, is how much they soothe your anxieties. How much do they bring you peace, calm, and safety when.
Okay, so what I think about that one is the person that's doing that is in the adorer position. The person is adoring somebody. They're constantly thinking about them, constantly thinking, what do they like? Or if I do this, they don't like it. So what I recommend is the guys never be in that position, because if you're the adorer, that means that you're catering them.
You're catering to the woman. Yeah.
Right. So when you hear a man be like, oh, I can't do that, she'll leave me, she'll do this, she'll do that.
She'll shoot me or whatever. They make those comments.
Yeah, eggshell. So that means that's the anxiety that she's talking about. If I do this, I lose something good. See, they're in the adorer.
Yeah.
So the guy, like the bad boy or the guy that doesn't give a fuck, he's not worried about that stuff.
No,
he just is who he is, and take it or leave it kind of deal. So the girl is in the adorer. But actually that works well, because if the guy is the one that's being adored, it can go to negative. That's where she talks about the anxiety, and it can go positive. When it goes negative, it's that the guy is being adored, but he abuses his power over her. So let's say he is the one that has frame, but he uses it for bad stuff. So like you think about like the guy that's a druggie, and he does this, and he has frame, and the girl adores him, and then he does drugs with them, and they become...
Or he gets her to do certain things, like to get the drugs or whatever.
Yeah, so this is where like a ride or die kind of girl comes in. Like she'll rob banks with you. Like Bonnie and Clyde kind of deal.
Right.
So see, he uses his power in a bad direction. Now the positive one is like Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, he has a lot of power, but he doesn't abuse people. So if he has a girl that adores him, he doesn't abuse her. But she has an anxiety to perform. That's why I call it positive anxiety. The other one's a negative anxiety.
Right.
So that's what she's talking about. So the guy, whoever's the adorer, can be easily manipulated in either direction towards the wants and needs of the person that has control, which is the one that's being adored. So if the guy, since the one that's being adored is the leadership, he needs to take accountability of not to abuse the follower. Because he's the leader. That's a positive one. He's being a leader. So as a follower, not to abuse the people that follow him, that look up to him. So that's when a door does. A door looks up to somebody. And a women's more comfortable state is to look up to somebody, because that sets in with their hypergamy. Unless the only case that a woman cannot be the adorer is when she's wise enough to appreciate the things that the guy does and is content with it. But so you guys get a sense what being adored is? It's kind of like, would you rather be the guy seeing the magic trick and being fascinated? Or would you rather be the magician performing the magic trick and knowing how it's done? It's funner being the adorer.
Right, the one witnessing the magic trick.
Yes.
Right.
Because think about it. Think about your dream girl. It's gives you a better feel more alive getting the girl that you want, but that's an adorer than being
like the excitement or whatever,
the person and having fans that adore you. Because if you're a celebrity, you eventually get tired. It's like you eventually get tired of things. It's like I remember the first time I went to Golden Corral when I was a kid, and I thought it was amazing that all the food you can eat and you can serve yourself whatever you want. Like the first time, it's like, oh, amazing. But after a while, you get used to it, and it becomes baseline. So it's like after you get a girl and you have sex with her, all kinds of stuff. You're like, okay, whatever. You get used to it.
Right.
It's to some degree. So then you see the next thing, what's important. So you're like, oh, okay, sex, yeah, it's important. But then you start looking, do I really like this person? Do I like hanging out with them? Do they really bring value to my life? Or is it just sex? Oh, no, they treat me well. Okay, now besides treating me well, do I like this person just to hang out when we have free time? So you go to the next level, but it doesn't become apparent because you're so focused on what you're missing, and that's the first level. You see what I mean?
Well, yeah, because it's like the magician and the audience. The magician, in a sense, is envious of the audience because they want to have that experience themselves instead of maybe looking at it in a different light, being like, I'm the one that gets to get, I have this power over them to give them such a raw and exciting experience.
And the
then
man should be that one.
get pleasure out of it. They're like, I wish I was in that position. So that's, I think, the duality of the
It's a
the
bit. It's like
perspective.
better. Are you the one in the show producing it, or you're the one in the audience? The audience always enjoys it more.
Sure.
So like once you know the magic trick, it's kind of like watching a movie and you already know how it ends. See, it's not as exciting, and that's what the position of being the adored is. So what she's talking about is that you're thinking, and she called it love. Now, she has some good stuff. This one I'm explaining sometimes what she says. So there's some stuff that are good, but what she does, what she says, and what she does is different.
She's not doing what she's preaching.
She's not doing what she's preaching. You have to separate the information from implementation. So sometimes she has good stuff, and that's why I like to go over it because a lot of people listen to them. But I explain it a little bit further. So what I'm explaining there, if you find somebody where they have power over you, you might be the one that's adoring. And that's not the natural position. That's
Not
why I
for
say,
men.
like the one that likes you. That means like your fans. It's like that one saying. If you treat her like a celebrity, she's going to look at you as a fan. You need to be in the celebrity and you need to adore your fans. It's a healthy relationship for the man to be in. And most relationships are not like that. Most relationships are the other way around. The girl ends up with the provisioner and not the lover. She's with the provisioner and always dreaming about the lover. In any movie, just about. That's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, their white whale or whatever
Yes.
it's called.
The alpha, the
The
one that got away.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it is.
And then they settle with the one they're like, well, this one's good enough and I appreciate him. I'll be grateful.
Now there's a
But
trick.
that only lasts so long.
Now there's a trick to having the girls that you're really attracted, like you kind of adore, to put them in the show and they look at you. But when you do that, you have to really convince yourself that doesn't matter what type of woman it is. All women want to date up. And men are always in a better position for women because men don't really need women. Women need men. And if you get this, because men are the prize, you need to get in your head, men are the prize because women always date up. So if they're always dating up, that means the man is always in a higher position. So being a man, you're always the prize. The thing is that there's a lot of prizes out there and you're competing with other men. And that's what women are looking at. So yes, you are not out of her league. What happens is there's another guy that's better than you and she can get him. That's what it is. So if you want to put all women as admirers, you can because you know as a man, you are the prize. But what happens is that maybe to her perception, you're not the prize. Why? Because there's competition. And right now, more than ever, there's a lot of men that are just big pussies.
They're not even competition.
So they're not even competition. So you can just work on yourself to differentiate yourself more because the Western world, there's a lot of men that are feminized. So what women are actually starving for is masculine men. And what women are bitching about more is toxic masculinity, but that's what they react to.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes back into like another video that we discussed where like women that are, let's say, beautiful or whatever, get a certain lifestyle, so they're a little diluted. So when they don't get what they want and they actually find a man that holds them accountable, they don't know the difference because they don't have men in their lives to hold them accountable. So therefore, when someone does, it's toxic.
Well, yeah, that means she's a stupid woman and you should just keep going until you find
a good one.
Because it takes a while to find a good one. It takes work.
It takes a long time to find a woman that's actually self-regulated, wants to grow and learn.
But once you get that right girl, oh man, it makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference. Because when you have a girl that treats you well, that you'd like to hang out with, that she does those things, she adores you, she pleases you, all those things, it just makes it smooth sailing. It's like when
Smoother.
it's just way smoother sailing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have, it's like having the right employee, guys.
Yeah.
That's basically it. When you have the right employee, how much better does your job get? A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the employee, I don't care how good he is, you pay him as a performance base.
Right.
That's why I always say, commit to performance, do not commit to promises. Employees, you pay them as they go. They can be a good employee for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years until they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Then the quality relationship has ended.
Yeah.
Then you get another employee.
Mhm.
That's what you have to do with women. You have to treat them that way, like a quality relationship. Once it's not a quality relationship, you move on to the next one, because that's what women do.
Yeah.
As soon as the guy doesn't serve the girl, guess what?
Next.
She already had applications out.
Mm-hmm.
She was already marketing.
Yeah. Very true.
That's what I think. That's what we
We
think.
think.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Share, subscribe, all those good things.
Thank you.